Hello crafters, my name is Gareth and welcome to G's Creations. Today we're going to make it a lit initial. Obviously my name is Gareth, so I'm going to be doing G. I bought this pack of 10 warm light LED battery operated lights online. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to gesso this initial. I'm going to gesso it all, so that's in every side. The only part I'm not going to gesso is the back, because I'll bring that to the video and show you what we're going to do with the back of that once I've gessoed it all. So I'm going to gesso all this paper mache letter. So that's all you'll need for this particular project is some battery operated lights and a either wooden letter that you can purchase that you can drill holes in, or one of these paper mache letters, initials. So I'm just going to gesso all of this and then I'll come straight back to you when it's done. Okay, we now have it gessoed, and I think I've decided on having this on the front. This is a Graphic 45 8x8 collage pack that I have, and I know it doesn't quite fit because the measurement of the letter is, let's see how big this letter is. It's just over 8 1/4 inches. Right, now what we're going to do, so even though it doesn't fit, I'm still going to use it because I think I can just distress the edges and work around that. So I've turned the letter over, and now using my if I can get into the back, oh there we go, I'm going to cut the back of this open. Probably use my Tim Holtz scissors. Because I don't know what's inside the back of this, so it may just be a solid back, or it might have some zigzaggy. Oh, I think it's got some zigzaggy. Right, let's see if we can take this off. Oh, it seems to come off really easily. Okay, that's good. Once you get into it, it's quite easy. So just take that off. And it's got these zigzaggy cardboardy things to give it some stability and some strength. Right, let's take that out. Obviously, be very careful not to damage the sides or the front of your letter. Okay, take that out. Just cut this. Take this off. Let's clear up this mess. Right, now I'm going to put some glue on this portion of the initial, and I'm just going to be using some Mod Podge. I do actually stock this size Mod Podge in my store. It's a 16 fluid ounces. I do stock it in my store, and that's gsembellishmentemporium.com. I'm just going to put some Mod Podge on the side which will face outward. I've taken the back and the kind of the guts of the letter out, as you saw. I'm now going to put my piece of paper on that I've chosen. I'm going to turn it over and press down quite firmly. Now using my scoring knife, not scoring knife, what do you call it, X-Acto knife, I'm going to go round and cut this out. Okay guys, that's now on, but what I recommend for you to do is to place your letter on the back of the paper you want to use, draw around it and then cut it out, because cutting it out while it's stuck to this wasn't the easiest of things to do. So this particular LED, I broke my X-Acto knife while I was cutting it out, by the way, as well. So I'm very glad that the ones I've ordered for the store are on their way. And they're by Westcott as well, so hopefully they'll be a superior brand to the one that I was using. So I'm going to unravel these lights. And I'm going to have a look to see where the spacing needs to be, because it's I think it's 10 bulbs. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Yep, and I want one to go here. So I'm just going to have a play around with it on the face of the letter. One there, one there, one there. Right, I need one to be up here. Or should I? Because I really need this to be at the bottom. So I also used my nail file just to neaten up the edges, but I seem to have forgotten that one. So let me do that quickly now. That's it. Maybe I should have this at the bottom, but then that's going to end up at the top. This definitely needs to stay at the bottom somehow. So if I put that there, so it pokes out from the back. Okay, there's still plenty of room. Right, so what I'm going to do is, using the broken X-Acto knife, I'm going to pierce this if I can and make a X cut, and then I am hoping that that's going to be enough for the bulb to poke through in the back. No, it's got to be a bit more. So what am I going to use? Maybe I could use a pencil just to make the hole a bit bigger. Not too big. Okay. See, that makes, don't use a pencil because it makes the hole slightly too big. So what could I use? Maybe I could use the end of a paintbrush. Yes, let me try that. So if that's going to be there like that, I guess one of the things that I want to do is I want to kind of play around with it, because I've seen lots of these done on YouTube, but they don't really show any kind of mistakes. And I want to show you guys what not to do. So I want to give you the best way of doing it, really. So as I said, the first thing I noticed was don't do it while you've got the paper stuck to your letter. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so I'm going to plug these. That one's way too big, but I will rectify that. So have another one about here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in about every, I think it would probably work out to be in about every inch and a half. I'm going to put a hole. So I'm going to do that. So every inch and a half. So from this hole I'm going to go 1.5 inches. So that's in this area. I'm going to poke a hole using my broken X-Acto knife. Please do not use a broken X-Acto knife unless you are very confident and you're not going to cut yourself. I don't have another one, so I have to use this one. But please be careful when using any type of sharp implement. So I'm going to continue with that and I'll come straight back with you. Right, that's all the holes made. Now using vintage photo, I'm going to distress the edges. I'm going to go really heavy in some of the corners just to give it an aged look. I'm really into this kind of rustic, kind of earthy look at the moment. Even throughout my spring decor, I've kind of got that kind of the I suppose it's gone on since Christmas, since I've done that the rustic Christmas tree. It's kind of followed through, which I'm fine with. I really enjoy it. It's quite masculine in quite a lot of ways, but it can be quite soft and feminine as well. That's why I wasn't too worried that this wasn't going to quite reach to the edge, because I had the idea of using the distress inks anyway. And I'm going to do the same thing on the outside. I suppose it kind of makes it almost look like wood as well. It gives it kind of a wood effect. Right, I need to take the pad off because my dabber won't go in there. One of the ones I stock in my store, I dropped my ink pad, ladies and gents, so I had to pick that up quickly. Okay, so that's that. And I think I'm going to use some of the gold, Inca gold on it as well in places. I actually thought of putting this around where the bulbs are, and hopefully as it glows it will pick up some of the gold. I'm going to put it in other places too, but I really wanted it round where the bulbs came through. Just really wanted that kind of aged, kind of the aged look, but these type of videos are my favourite, where I'm literally just playing on camera with different ideas and that type of thing. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I still like to show you, but I like that. Then I was thinking about using some of these corner embellishments which I sell in my store. Maybe put one there and then one up here, or maybe just the one. Or maybe I could do it that way. I don't know. Or maybe I should do it like that. Oh yeah, I like that. But I'm going to put some Inca gold on these to change the colour. Because they're a bit too brassy. And that's that one. Should zoom you in really when I'm doing this type of thing. That's how, let me just show you, that's how bronzy it was before, and now I'm just putting the Inca gold on just to make it a bit more shiny, a bit more in keeping with the letter. Okay, let's zoom you back out. Whoops, sorry guys. Okay, and I think I'll use some of the Kalal tacky glue, which is also stocked in my store. There's always a link to my store and all my multimedia, all my social media below. As with all my creations, if you do recreate anything like this, I'd love to see it on my Facebook group. G's Creations is now my creation. I think my glue's got clogged up. Only a little bit. Okay, let's try and stick this on. That's it. Right, so I'm going to have you there. I think I might have to put a bit of weight on these so they dry. And I'm going to have you mirroring above. Okay, crafters, there we have it. Now in the back, all I've done is I've sellotaped the bits of wire that were popping up to the inside of the letter, and I've just slipped in the battery box. So it will stand up on my sideboard like that, or like that, as you can see. So if you imagine you're looking at it from this direction. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I'll have some pictures at the end of the video with it on display. Thank you very much for joining me today on this little journey, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care now. Bye bye.